Whether you're in Kingston or country scrolling through TikTok or Instagram, or you're posting on X, or you are already in the United States, maybe working two jobs, going to school, or doing something to send money back home, if you are a young person, hear me now, because your phone knows more about your future than your passport does. And the US government, they're watching. So this isn't about paranoia. This is about foreign policy, the new kind of geopolitics that is shaping your digital future. Because biometrics aren't just fingerprints and photos anymore. Today, they include your digital DNA, your likes, your shares, your retweets or re-X's. I don't even know what that is called, re-X's. Your hashtags, your follows, who follow you, even the meme from 2015 you forgot you posted. It's all a part of your digital DNA. And since 2019, almost all US visa applicants are required to submit their social media handles. And they want 5 years of your online life. Just hand it over. And that's not for curiosity, not for clicks, not to say, let me see what she was wearing or, who follows her, but it's for character evaluation. Because the Department of Homeland Security and the US State Department have systems, automated and human, for scanning the public internet, not to check your spelling, but to assess your beliefs, your values, and your fit. And even though we're not in the Cold War anymore, and some of you need to go back and look at what that means, but this is a new era of what I call algorithmic diplomacy. Yeah, because conflicts unfold now in the comment sections, and alliances are forged in hashtags. And geopolitics, global geopolitics, well, it's trending. And you're a part of that feed. And geopolitics, and when I say global geopolitics, I know it may sound redundant, but it has to do with the entire political leanings and what's being discussed in the world and how countries are working with one another. And everybody now is holding a line. So let's be fair. Every country has a right to protect its borders, even Jamaica. And we do. We choose who enters. We choose what to ask them. Does this person reflect our values? Do they understand our story? And other countries do too. And whether you like it or not, your digital self speaks even before you open your mouth at immigration, before you get to the embassy. When you submit that application, already there's a domino effect before you even get to that window to speak to somebody. And that's not theory, that's reality. And here in Jamaica, our silence is costing us. Where's the guidance? Where's the public education? Our young people are walking blindly into digital traps, not because they're criminals, but because they're unaware. Or influencers, or the influencers are not talking about it either. So one retweet, one sarcastic post, one Instagram story that crosses a wrong line that you may have thought was funny and you shared because it was shared many times. And your dream of a visa, a scholarship, a job, or just being a tourist is denied. Not because you were wrong, but because you were flagged. Truthfully. So let that sink in. Because you need to understand that your online voice can become your immigration verdict. And at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So this is not a call to silence. We need to wake up. We need to get smart. We need to stop pretending that social media is private. We need to stop encouraging young people to speak their truth without preparing them for how that truth will be received or what that consequence is. And we need to teach digital strategy, not just digital freedom. So, as I said, I don't want you to be silent. I want you to be wise. If you don't hold a US passport, or if you're not a part of the European Union or if you don't have, put it this way, if you don't have a G7 passport, and you can look up what a G7 passport is, or if you don't hold a Singaporean passport, go and look up all the countries in the world where the passports are like maybe the top 20. If you don't hold one of those, right, you don't have full protection. And even if you do, remember the internet never forgets because countries are now looking. So scroll with discernment, comment with caution, post with purpose, because today social media is a part of foreign affairs and foreign policy. It's a part of immigration policy. It's a part of national security. So the choice is yours. Choose wisely.